Today we're talking about the liability section of the balance sheet again, but we're talking about it from the non-current aspect. So as we've discussed before, non-current assets and liabilities are those that are going to take longer than 12 months to deal with. Generally you find the non-current liability recording in the balance sheet is recording things like your bank loans. Okay, so whereby the bank has given us, let's say, a 5-year loan to purchase some equipment or to acquire some land or what have you. You'll generally find the amount owing at the particular balance date sitting in the balance sheet under a non-current liability. We can also see things like equipment finance. This can be things like leases, hire purchases, chattel mortgages, those sort of things that businesses use to finance equipment that they use to produce, manufacture, service the business requirements. Like things like cars, where you might have it on a 5-year lease, 5-year hire purchase. You'll find the liability sits in that. The 4-year component of the liability will sit in the non-current section of the balance sheet. The next year's liability will sit in the current portion of the current liability section of the balance sheet. We can also find in there proprietors' loans that are being paid off over a long period, or longer term debts that are owed by the businesses to the proprietors. There's a few other things. Occasionally you'll see in there, as we've talked about in earlier sessions, we've talked about provisions. Okay, so with provisions, that can be a provision for long service leave, where we don't expect that our staff are going to be taking long service leave for the next couple of years, or once they do hit the period of service whereby we need to start recognising that there is likely to be a long service leave liability, that'll get booked in the non-current section of the liabilities component of the balance sheet. So the non-current, there's usually not as much as in the current, and that will just generally give you an idea. That's the stuff that we're going to pay off beyond 12 months. So the first 12 months of liabilities are getting paid off. They're in the current section of the balance sheet. Those that are paid off beyond that 12-month period are in the non-current section of the balance sheet. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of what these accounts are and what the liability term, the period over which they're going to be paid, is for your business.